I believe periodically people come to this point in their life where they just ask themselves some tough questions like, what am I really doing here in this world? Why am I here? What am I doing? Where am I going? What's the point of all this? What's the point of life? These questions are so good because they get you to think. They send you to introspection, And yes, you ask yourself, even right now, what's the point of all these things? Am I just a mouse on a wheel, just going around in circles? Get up in the morning, go to work, get paid, spend the money, save some, get up again, work, then go on a vacation in December, and then to what end is that? If you are like me, I come to this place probably once every month where I just ask myself, what is the point of all this? Like, what is the point of anything? What's the point? And then you do all of this, and then one day you're dead and you're gone. And hey, listen, I don't want to sound depressing or anything. This is not on that level. Let's face it. Let's open the book of Ecclesiastes or the book of Proverbs. What is it really that we are after in this life? What is it that you are really after in this life? That's a good question to ask yourself. What am I after? What's the point of what I do? What's the point? Get married, have children, you change their diapers, then they become rebellious teenagers, then, they probably get reconverted, then they leave the house, they get married, you get old. What's the point? This is the point. To the glory of God. Now that's an easy answer, right? That's like, I was expecting something more interesting, No, there's nothing more interesting than that. I'm living my life to the glory of God. I'm living my life for something higher than myself. I'm living my life to the glory of God. So the children is to the glory of God. The house is to the glory of God. The job is to the glory of God. The money is to the glory of God. My life is worship unto God. That is the point of life, to worship. So everything I do, every decision I make must have God in view, because that's what is eternal. All of these things, all of it, I don't care what it is, the best feeling that you've ever felt in your life, at best, is fleeting. At best, the very best feeling you've ever had. Think about it. Even the $360 million jackpot you win is a fleeting feeling, because you're going to wake up with more worries tomorrow. You're going to think you're going to have no worries, right? Yeah, you will. And so I came to this place where it's just like, wait a minute. If it's not to the glory of God, it makes no sense. If it's not to glorify God, it makes zero sense. It's not worth even the time if it doesn't glorify God. That is my life. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, that you present your lives as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God. This is your reasonable service. This is your worship. Your life is your worship. And anything that doesn't have eternity in its view, I'm sorry to sound pretty old, but it's useless. It is useless. There's many women out there. If you don't marry the one with your destiny and your purpose, it's useless. There's many jobs out there that you can embark on. If you don't embark on the one that has the purposes of God for your life to take you to an expected future and a destination, it is useless. I don't care how much impact you make. I don't care how much money you make from it. If it doesn't glorify God, it is useless. The connections, the friends, if they don't glorify God, it is useless. You can't judge these things by the outward appearance. It is the Spirit that searcheth all things. And oh my God, how many useless things we do. How many useless things. And God help us, right? You got to get to the place where you tell yourself, what's the point of all this? What is the point? Is it useless? Or is it useful? Does it have a future and a hope? Or is it fleeting, right? Because in all of this, there must be glory. If it must last, it must be to glorify God.